Hi everybody, it's Lisa. This is going to be a review for the Miracle Worker, the Philosophy Miracle Worker set. Miracle Worker set, if I can say that. It comes with, I've tried and I think I mentioned before, I tried the mini set, and let's kind of give you an idea real quick of how the difference in sizes. Here's like the mini one clearly, and here's the full size one. The mini set comes with the same items, just all mini size. Like the pads, like a full size comes with 60. The mini set came with 15. So just to give you an idea. But I love the mini set so much. I got like a good trial run with that I went ahead and bought the full size, and I've been really happy. Just a little disclaimer, I don't have any makeup on today. I just have a little mascara on. I usually do wear makeup, but I wanted, because I'm reviewing like skincare products and stuff that I use every night, I wanted to show you like what my skin looks like without anything on it, so you can see what my skin looks like basically when I'm talking about skincare products. It's one of my pet peeves when I'm watching skincare routine videos and I have no idea what the person's skin really looks like because they have so much foundation on, which, hey, wear foundation. I love foundation too, but I also, like, I want my skin to look good because I'm using like good skincare, you know, without foundation. So anyway, no makeup so you can see what my skin looks like. So sorry if I'm scaring anybody out there with my monotone, like, ghastly pale skin. But anyway, the Miracle Worker set comes with, initially in the box, and I've recycled my box already, but it comes with 4 items, but really it's only 3 skincare items, because the one is the solution that you pour into the retinoid pads. It's like kind of like a golden-y solution. It makes the pads look a little tinted yellowish. Always keep this tightly closed, by the way. They could easily dry out if you don't keep them tightly closed. Also, a little tip, because gravity naturally pulls the solution down and is more saturated in the bottom pads, periodically I'll like flip the pads onto the lid and take that stack and put it back in, like opposite what it was in, into this jar. So I'm constantly getting like the same amount in each pad, I hope. I don't know. That might be me being crazy, like OCD about the solution in my retinoid pads, but I think it's a good idea. I was watching QVC, like Philosophy on QVC, which I like to do because you can hear them like talk about the product without being at a counter and then trying to sell it to you right in front of you, which the girl that I go to doesn't do that, but a lot of counters, you know, I'm sure everybody's had that experience. Anyway, but a lady had called in and she said that. She's like, oh, and just a little tip, I flipped my pads over to help the solution, like, you know, go through what I just said, and I was like, wow, that's a good idea. So I did that, and I just did it last night, and of course the pads at the bottom were more saturated than the ones at the top. So just a little tip. Anyway, I'll start with the Miracle Worker pad, since it is the first step you should use after washing your face. I use the Purity. I just started a new bottle of it. I love this stuff. But after you cleanse, and I use it with my Clarisonic, so after I've cleansed and exfoliated, I use the Miracle Worker pads. And I just take one, I use this whole set. This is my nighttime skincare routine. I think I might do just a skincare routine video in general, but right now I'm just going to focus on the Miracle Worker set so the video doesn't get too long. And that, since this is a review video, that people can get my take on the products. So after I've cleansed and exfoliated and such, I use the Miracle Worker pads. I run it over my face. You don't want to put it on your eye area. All over my skin. I avoid my mouth. You're supposed to avoid like your eyes, your like nose, like right here, and your lips. And then I take it down my neck, décolleté. I do the tops of my hands as I recommend, and I go up my arms. I've noticed a change in my skin. The first night actually that I used them right away, I was like, in the morning I was like, wow. I can't remember what the change was, but I just remember being like, whoa, I can see a difference. Like my skin just looked smoother, like my fine lines looked a little bit less line, like they were more fine than they were lines, I guess, if that makes sense, the first night that I used them, and they have gone away. Now after I've been using it for like 2 months, one thing that I've noticed is, since I use it on my hands and up my arms, as far as the moisture on the pad will take me. I've noticed the skin on my hands and arms has got a lot more even toned. Like I had just a few sunspots, because when I was little I never wore sunscreen, which is so bad. I wish I had started when I was like born, basically. But I've noticed like a lot more even toned skin, and like my hands don't look like they're aging quite as quickly, I guess. I mean, they always say like your hands and your neck show your age even if your face doesn't. So I always make sure to bring my skincare down my neck and décolleté and on my hands. So even though I'm doing just as much for my face, I want to take care of the places that show my age first. So anyway, just a little disclaimer, but I have noticed a big difference on my arms and my hands, and I've definitely been very happy with these Miracle Worker retinoid pads. One little thing, this product is definitely marketed as being good for people who tend to be sensitive. I wouldn't necessarily describe my skin as being sensitive all the time, but I have used a product or two in the past that has caused sensitivity, in just this area, like these little spot on my cheeks. This is where I get sensitive if I do. I was using, before I started using these retinoid pads, I was using from Philosophy their booster caps, which is in a little black jar about this size. I think it's like this size jar actually. It's all black and it says booster caps on it, and they it's like the baby step into using a retinol or retinoid on your skin. There's these little capsules that you twist off the cap, squeeze it out. It's like this little green gel that you can either put straight on your face or mix with a moisturizer. I did really like that. It was a nice like intro step to retinols, but if I used it for too many days in a row, I did notice that I got a little sensitive in that area. So I thought, okay, well, I want stronger retinol treatment, but I don't want that sensitivity. So that's why I tried these first, and I have not noticed. I use these pretty much every night, unless these last few weeks in the winter my skin has been really dry. So I've either been using just a moisturizer or my When Hope Is Not Enough 369 oil, which I'm going to do a separate skincare video. I'll talk more about this, but this stuff is really good. But otherwise I use this pretty much every night, and I don't have that sensitivity. So really like the Miracle Worker pads. Next, they say that you should use a pump or two, which I only use one pump of the concentrate. If I use 2 pumps, like if I use too much, I tend to kind of break out a little bit, and 1 pump for me at least is definitely enough. I just have a little bit left in this little one, so I'll show you what it looks like. That's all I use for my whole face and down my neck, and if I even have a little more, I use it on my hands. It's like an amber colored gel. It's very silky. I'm going to rub it in because I don't want an orange gel spot on my hand. I see, and that was like way too much for just my hand. I'm taking it like all the way down my arm. It's very silky, like I said. This is supposed to be like good for wrinkles, and it's supposed to like help with plumping up your skin and elasticity and firmness. The thing that I've noticed with this the most is probably it helping to improve elasticity and firmness. Because once I put it in, I just feel like my fine lines up here just like plumped up, and they kind of disappear. So given that goes down a little bit, but I think long term this will definitely help to improve any lines and wrinkles that someone were to have. Next, the last thing in your skincare routine with the Miracle Worker set is the Miracle Worker moisturizer. It's 2 ounces. Oh, by the way, this is 1 ounce. It looks like a big bottle for 1 ounces, but it's 1 ounce. Anyway, so a 2 ounce Miracle Worker moisturizer. This is actually the first thing that I got a sample of before I even bought any of the Miracle Worker set. And they thought the girls at the counter, I go in there all the time, so they kind of know me, but they thought that I wouldn't like this. They thought it would be too much for my skin, but I love it. It was the first thing that I fell in love with the Miracle Worker line, and after I came back and told them, no, I love this moisturizer. It's amazing. I love how it feels. It makes my skin look great, and they were like, oh, you know what, actually, you probably love it because you use the Turbo Booster C powder. And the reason they said that is because this has a very high concentration of vitamin C, and if you're not used to a lot of vitamin C, you can tend to feel it, like your skin will kind of tingle, or it might take you a little bit to get used to it. But this is like pure vitamin C powder, as strong as you can get it, I guess, that I know of right now. And this you have to work your way up to using too. But now I use a full scoop of this. So I was using a full scoop of this every morning before I started using this. And they said that's probably why right away I fell in love with this moisturizer. So I also have the Hope in a Jar, which now, since the Miracle Worker line is my nighttime routine, I only use this if I'm really dry, or I just use it in the morning. So this, the consistency of this, and I don't like the smell of this, but I like what it does, so I keep using it. But you can twist it up, like you can turn it upside down, and it's not going anywhere, like not at all. That's nothing like the Miracle Worker moisturizer. This is like if I turn and twist it, it would like pour out. It's very satiny. It even describes that. I guess satiny formula absorbs easily and is comfortable for all skin types. I would say that's mostly true. If you're really oily, this may feel not that comfortable on your skin, but this set is generally marketed to, I think, just a little bit more mature skincare group, like skincare set. So generally that group of people is not oily. Like I wouldn't, there's no way like a 14 or 15-year-old is going to go for this set. It's too much for their skin. They don't need it. They probably have great skin, no wrinkles anyway, and they have them mostly, they don't need a ton of moisture in their skin anyway. Like they have pretty good moisture levels usually, or they tend to be a little oilier. You know, when you're oilier when you're younger, and then you lose that moisture as you get older. So it's important to retain that, or to put that back in your skin. But anyway, I would say that this would be comfortable for most skin types, unless you're super oily, like I said. It's very satiny. It definitely, it has a nicer scent than the Hope in a Jar. This one, I kind of like the scent of this one. It doesn't smell much like anything, but it's nicer. Like this one, it kind of has a funky scent, and usually that's what people complain about with the Hope in a Jar, and otherwise they love it, which I would agree with. So overall, I think these products work very well together. They are made to work together. You can of course use them separate, but I think you'll get the most bang for your buck, so to speak, for your skincare if you use them together. Yeah, because since they're made to kind of work off each other, work with each other, just as well as they are to work on their own, you might as well take advantage of the fact that they're for working together to get the full benefit of the skincare. Definitely, as with any skincare that you use, but definitely if you use a retinol, make sure you have a sunscreen for the morning. Any retinoid will increase your sun's sensitivity, and in general you should use sunscreen, because if you don't, you might as well not use skincare at all, because if you're not protecting your skin from the sun, which is like the main ager of your skin, it kind of is like counteracting the skincare that you're doing. So anyway, now there is a Miracle Worker set, skincare set review out there, because when I had looked for one, when I first was interested in this line, I didn't find anything other than like, oh, I bought this in a haul, or just on the Miracle Worker moisturizer. So I didn't find one on the whole set together, which is what I was interested in buying. I would recommend this. I think most skin types would handle it. Unless you're super sensitive, I think that the Miracle Worker pads would work for your skin. The nice thing about like a place like Sephora or Balmain, the store that I got it at, they have a great return policy. If you don't like it, you can take it back or get something else. So for the sake of this not being terribly long, I'm going to cut it short and stop there. If anybody has more questions, please let me know. I've been using Philosophy Skincare in general for more than a year, maybe like closer to 2 or 3 years now, and I've been using the Miracle Worker line, the set, for about 2 months, so it's not like I just started using it 2 days ago and I'm putting a review out there. I have had enough time with these products that I know I like them, and that I know I want to keep them, and that I've been happy with the line. So anyway, I hope everybody has had a good weekend, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.